Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise in the World Series push. We have tied up the series now at 2-2, making our comeback and building some momentum. We got off to a very rocky start here against Baltimore, but we have managed to hold our own now, and Game 5 will be played at PNC Park. It will be against Cade Povich on the mound for the Baltimore Orioles. His attributes do not look terribly impressive. That pitch clutch down at 34 looks like an opportunity in my eyes. He is a lefty, which is going to give us a unique challenge. And throughout this past year, he has pitched for 150.2 innings, giving up over 167 hits, well, 167 on the dot, plus walks with a 4.78 ERA. I think there's a chance. Let's get into it. It's Game 5 of the World Series, and we are here at a stalemate. It was a very, very tough start to the series where Baltimore goes up 2-0, and that was really demoralizing. But we didn't break, we only bent. And we came back in Game 3 to scratch out a victory 4-3, and in Game 4, we stamped our dominance on Baltimore. It's the last game at PNC Park, Game 5 of the series. Both teams getting ready and are all set to go. I'm excited for this one. Hopefully you guys are too, as we see which team is going to overtake the other and shift this momentum. There's only a few games left no matter what, but here in Game 5, it could be the first of the next two, which could signal an elimination. Zach Littell gets the start for us today, and in the postseason, he's been kind of up and down. He had to step in an emergency start for Jared Jones off of a freak injury, and he played well in that outing, and we'll see what he's got for us today. He gets the slider in near center of the zone against Westburg, and that will begin Game 5. I'm expecting a good, solid game from Littell. It gave me a lot of confidence that he was able to basically have a random start without the plan, for him to play. And I even talked about how uncomfortable I would be, and then here we are. He had to take over his situation, and he really helped save the day. And then now here in Game 5, he does get the full-on start, and we've got two rather quick outs. The first one was a nice strikeout, which I talked right over. And now here, Gunnar Henderson. It's only been 8 pitches so far to get the first 2 outs. And pitch number 9 will be a single into center field for Gunnar, as Cruz will play it, and Baltimore cracks the hit column. No perfect game threat today. It has been really awesome, though, that the past 2 games we've had a little bit of a hope come alive in that department. That was really unexpected, and I was hugely impressed overall with how we were able to play the last 2 games. It was the bounce back we needed. And we get the call on the slider. Cowser goes down, and that's an inning in the books for Littell. Nice. Cade Povich on the mound, like I did in kind of the pregame lead-in, I guess you would call it. Has not played in the postseason, so we've only got the regular season stats to go off of, and he was just kind of, I don't know what we're going to get from him today, but I'm hoping it's more of the same. I'd like to see kind of an uneven Cade Povich. In real life, I am definitely rooting for him, as I've stated before. Baltimore is my favorite baseball team in real life, so it's a real challenge here to remain impartial. And Bart lifting that to right field. It will get dragged down on the warning track. It just didn't seem like it was going to have enough steam there, so hard to get excited off the crack of the bat there. But at least we put it into play. And that is a called strike for Cade Povich. I mean, rightfully so. I say I had a called strike, and it's not really the delivery that I wanted because that was a clear strike. And Cruz, no, it's a little weak line drive to Gunnar Henderson. And that is 2 down for Povich. 10 pitches now as it's 2-2 against Brian Reynolds. And a liner to right field. Right at him, though, and that will end the first. Both pitchers getting through successfully without being scored on, and we turn it back over to Zach Littell. Kobe Mayo will watch that slider on the outer edge, and that's a good first strike. We know that Kobe loves to chase pitches, so So I'd like to, right there, either jam him up or have him chase something on the outside. At 0-2, it's a perfect opportunity. We went out and then in. Let's go back out again. Littell delivering. And it's perfect! The sweeper on the lower outer corner gets Mayo to go around. It's a 2-2 count now on Tyler O'Neill, and one of the key players that I would like to neutralize here. He will ground out to Triolo, who is there on the defensive shift. So far, so good for Littell. Mountcastle now up in the 7 spot, and he gets one there, and Gonzalez running over to his left will snag it from the dirt, and that's a clean second inning for Littell. And Gonzalez now will come right back up to the plate. It's 0-1 against him. And against Povich, he gets a grounder. It's picked up at third base, though, and that's out number 1. Nothing from Gonzalez. I do want to see him contribute a little more offensively. I know he doesn't get used very much, but when we do use him, it would be awesome if he could come through. We now have a full count here, and the delivery, no, we're slightly off on the timing, and the four-seam gets Sawinski. 2 down in the bottom of the second for Schumann. And speaking of needing somebody to do something offensively, his average is so low right now. And that is deep to left center field. Had the wall not extended backwards there into the outfield, it would have probably been a home run in a lot of ballparks, but not this one, not right now. Swing and a miss from Rutschman to begin the top of the third, and Littell continues placing his pitches well. It's a four-seamer at the top of the zone. Rutsch watches for strike 2. And pitch number 25 on the 0-2 is a splitter that's fouled away. Rutsch stays alive for another one. Confidence is high, energy is good, efficiency so far has been good for Littell. So far it's been a good outing. I know that Littell has done fine for the season, and then here in the postseason, some of those numbers had me real worried. He had to step in for Jones and did very well there, but still in the postseason overall, it's not been very confidence-inducing, you know? He just has not been very much on, but he's battling here against Adley Rutschman, seeking a third strike, and it's taken quite a few pitches to try to get there. Let's give him something a little less enticing, maybe. High and tight. Not called. Oh, man, very close. That's probably a 50-50 ball for most umpires. Let's try it again, 1 and 2, this time low and in. And we got him, the sinker. He'll swing and miss at, and Littell wins the battle for his 4th strikeout of the game. We are now 0-2 against Jorge Mateo. And Littell can't grab that as it goes past him and through into center field for Cruz. So the fastest man on their team is now on first base with only 1 out, and the lineup turns over. And the runner goes, and the throw from Bart, and we don't get him. Triolo doesn't apply the tag in time. And that was a miss as well, so the count evens up at 2-2. And Westberg deep to right field. Sawinski going back, and he's got it. They will send Mateo over to third, so the runner advances, still productive. But we've got 1 out left to go to strand him. And Jung-Hoo Lee is back to the plate. Great strike. That's an excellent pitch from Littell. And we get ahead immediately. And that one to right field. It's a bloop, and Sawinski's not able to get there. And Baltimore has scored the first run of the game here in the top of the third. And that's a tough one because you want to be the first team to score, to have that momentum. Give yourself a little bit of breathing room and less stress, on your pitcher, on defense. Everybody just kind of loosens up when you get your first run. But now we've got to turn it around. And we'll get a chance here with Jared Triolo. 7, 8, and 9 due up. We have not been able to make anything happen yet. And Triolo will pop that up and continue the trend. So far, nothing. Harry Ford now, actually, in the game today. I forgot about that, actually. And he will get that through. Yes, it goes through the legs of Povich on the perfectly timed, well, good. It was nearly perfect. Borderline perfect. But anyways, Harry Ford gets a very good hit right up the middle. We've got our base runner. Spencer Horowitz now will grab that curveball early on the timing to bring it to right field for a pop-out. For out number 2, though. Got to figure out a way to get Ford home here. Let's tie this game early. And Joey Bart, no, just late on that curveball. It hung up, but it was high and tight. And it really just ties him up. And that's a pop out. Strands the runner. We go up to the top of the fourth. Colton Cowser now. I was about to say batting under 200, but with that hit, he will crest back over the top. And that's a leadoff base runner for Baltimore as they seek to expand their lead now. And Kobe Mayo will pop that high into right near the foul line for Sawinski. And we've got it. That's another Kobe Mayo out. You can usually rely on those. Tyler O'Neill back to the plate, 1-2 against him, and that's hit to right for Sawinski again, and he's got it after a few steps over, and that's 2 unproductive outs. Baltimore is giving us a chance to get out of this situation, and Mountcastle's up now. He will get that through. Triolo, no chance there at second base, and 2 men on, thanks to Mountcastle's 2-out single. And Rutsch comes back, batting in the 8th spot. It's a weird spot for him. It's 2-2. Let's try to see if we can backdoor him. Nope, the sweeper comes in, but he gets a piece of it. Still a good pitch, though. Let's try high and tight. Yes, we got him! Littell gets out of it! 2 men on and 2 outs, and he wins the battle. There we go. 2-3-4-2 up in the bottom of the 4th. It's the heart of the order. Let's get something going on. The dive can't grab it. Gunnar picks it up, and he's got him at first base. We do have the opportunity to challenge. They're going to give us a replay window here. 15 seconds. Let's take a look. The throw over. The extension and glove bag. Yeah, it's very close, but he did just barely beat him. I mean, it is just in the several milliseconds away, but that is definitely an out. I think we're not going to challenge it. And so no leadoff base runner, and Reynolds comes back, 1-1, and he hits that really well, 104 off the bat, but unfortunately it's directly at center field. All right, so 2 outs now. We're getting good contact on some of these. Gonzalez, that's another one, good timing, a 4-seamer directly in the center of the zone, but that is lifted to center as well. The stat comparison shows that Cade Povich has been spectacular through 4 innings. Zach Littell has not been bad by any means, but 5 hits over 4 innings. Sometimes that'll stack up. Still keeping the walks under control. And Jorge Mateo leads off the top of the 5th with a line drive to left field. That's going to bounce off the wall and be a leadoff double. Early trouble here in the 5th for Littell. Lineup turns over again. Jordan Westberg gets a piece of it, goes through. And Cruz, we're going to throw home from center field. Mateo was holding up to see where that ball went, so he does not round the base and come home. But Zach Littell, with low energy, confidence about halfway, I think has given up enough trouble for us to call it. He's gone. And we're going to bring in Garrett Clevenger. I've been very, very picky about when to use my elite guys from the bullpen. But we've got men on the corners and nobody out. Try and keep this to a 1-run ball game. We're 1-2 on Jung-Hoo Lee. Clevenger under the zone. Bart reacting. The throw to second. We don't get him. I throw back home just in case, just to make sure. But that's a wild pitch. And now even more of a chance for Baltimore. 2-2. Swing and a miss. The cutter. And Clevenger is able to set him down. That's a very important first out for us. 2-2 now on Gunnar Henderson. Lefty-lefty matchup. Let's try getting him to go outside. No, maybe inside. Let's stuff him. Oh, man, it's so close. That sweeper was right there. Come on, man. Full count. Henderson. And we got him! He watches the slider. Clevenger gets 2 strikeouts in a row. Wow. It's usually Hunter Harvey that's been my strikeout go-to guy, but Clevenger right now mowing him down. 2 incredible outs, and we get strike 1. Bart letting him know how good that cutter was. Clevenger looking like he's just supposed to be here in this moment. Everything going right for him. 0-1. Got 5 pitches to choose from. Let's try this one going down and in. That's another good one. Cowser able to foul it down the third base line, and we're up 0-2 now. We just need one more good strike. Can Clevenger get us out of the situation? And that's to center field. Yes, Cruz is going to be able to get there, and Clevenger has done it. From runners on the corners to runners on first and second, Clevenger gets them out, and they don't score. What an inning. Bottom of the 5th as the fans are chanting in full support of the Pirates. It's our last home game in the World Series. We've got to make it count. We've made the first two, been able to capitalize. Full count, and Sawinski watches the circle change. The fans are loving it. We're putting the pressure on Povich here to start the bottom of the fifth. The chance still continuing. Let's go Bucks. Schumann at the plate, 2-2. Curveball misses inside, and we've run the count full again. Really making Povich work, and this might be the turn against him that we needed. He's only had to throw 50 pitches through 4 solid innings so far. Full count. Schumann to right field, and it's going back. It will stop right in front of the warning track. An unproductive out number 1, but at least we were able to push the pitch count quite a bit. Jared Triolo now. And that goes to Gunnar. He turns to second, back to first, and they call him safe. All right, wow, that actually looked like he was out. And no challenge from Baltimore, so the inning will continue, and Harry Ford will have a chance now. And he gets that one. Good timing, but it is unfortunately at a just high angle. Pops right up, and we'll strand another base runner. All right, we're going to bring in Dowry Moretta now, and I have used him sparingly as well while not really viewing him as an elite pitcher. He's got a good arm, and he has a very high strikeout rate, and I think most of that is simply due to the control that it's felt like Moretta gets. Every time I pitch with him, it pretty much goes where I want, and what a time to say that as he throws ball 4 to have a leadoff walk here. Okay, perfect. Now Tyler O'Neill is up. And he lifts that deep, going back to left center field. Cruz is on the run. He gets to the wall, and yes, he's got it. A really, really deep out number 1 from O'Neill. And that's a scary guy to watch a ball just go and go and go. Mountcastle watches strike 3, and Moretta sets him down. All right, we've got another shot here. 2-2 against Adley Rutschman. Let's get him. He gets after it under the zone, a line drive into center field, and Cruz will bring that over to third base, and there's 2 down, 2 on base. Jorge Mateo up to the plate. A lot of success for him in the postseason. He's averaging .318, but today he's 0 for 3. Down 0-2 now. Can Moretta get him? Yes, we can! The circle change nails him on the lower outer edge. It's beautiful.
1 strike.
All right, Povich still in the game. Let's continue to try to put it to him. 1-1. Horowitz weakly grounded over to first. Mountcastle will scoop it, and they've got us out. Joey Bart now. The lineup has turned over. 0 for 2 today. And Bart gets really good contact there. It's going left. It's going deep, and they don't get there. It comes off the wall. That's a 1-out double for Joey Bart, and that's a good way to recover. O'Neill Cruz now steps to the plate. I'd love to see him be productive. Whoa, he throws the baseball bat. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I've seen that in the game before, but he launches the bat over in foul territory, nearly a souvenir in the stands, and it's 1-2 against him. And a dribbler to Gunnar Henderson, and that is out number 2. All right, can Brian Reynolds give us anything? The switch hitting guy who's been so instrumental. Yes, that goes up into center field. We're going to send Bart. Jung-Hoo Lee's going to throw it. They don't apply the tag, and we're tied. Yes, Brian Reynolds has come through. It's not a phenomenal hit by any means, but the timing certainly is. It gets through into center field. The throw is offline from Lee, and they don't get us this time. It's wide open spaces, and we're able to get home. It's 1-0 now against Nick Gonzalez. Still a runner on, and a grounder. Gunnar will have that and take the short route to second to end the 6th, but we've tied this game back up. Thanks, Reynolds. That's awesome. All right, we're going to leave in Dowry Moretta. It's 0-2 against Westburg. And we got him! The called strike 3 on the bottom of the zone. Moretta continuing to strike out guys at an excellent pace. 2-2. When we get Lee as well. Wow, I had to double take and see who was at bat just to double check. The energy is low. It's 0-2 on Gunnar now. Can we get a third strikeout? No, but that's just fine anyways because Cruz posts up underneath it in center right, and another excellent inning for Moretta. And the Orioles make a change. They bring in Felix Bautista. He's had 6 games that he's played in so far in the postseason to the tune of 6 1/3 scoreless innings. It's 3-1 against Jack Sawinski, though. And we go after that one in the bottom part of the zone. Fouls it away. And it's a full count. I have really historically not had very much success against Felix Bautista. Got a hanging slider up at the top, and Sawinski fouls it away. Good timing, but no good result for us there. The full count delivery one more time. Bautista. And it's just barely foul by Sawinski. Actually, the better outcome there is if that was called fair, they would have just tagged us out. So Sawinski gets another chance at life here. 3-2 one more time. And no, we swing and a miss. 100 miles an hour. Tight on the inner edge. And now it's Schumann. Righty-righty matchup, and that's another weak grounder over to Gunnar Henderson. We've kept him busy at shortstop today, and unfortunately, that's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 against Triolo. And a swing and a miss. 99 at the top of the zone now as Bautista does what he usually does to me, and that's more strikeouts. David Bednar is going to come in for his turn on the mound today as we are rolling out the carpet for just about every elite guy that we have. Colton Cowser watches the splitter, and that's another strikeout. Doesn't seem to matter who's on the mound for us. We are going to strike out some Orioles today. Kobe Mayo at the plate. Weekly hit over to Triolo, and we've got it. No bounce needed, and that's out number 2. Tyler O'Neill back to the plate. It's 2-2 against him. Let's try to get that curveball. And he will lift that into left field. No out there. O'Neill with a 2-out double to keep the inning alive and put himself in scoring position for Baltimore. They will then take him out of the game and plug in Jackson Holliday as the pinch runner. He's got quite a bit more speed. Yeah, 94 speed. Mountcastle to Triolo, and we've got it. Yes, another runner stranded. And it's still a tie game. The Orioles make another change now. I feel like they probably would have been fine leaving in Bautista, but maybe they want to preserve him. And so they'll opt for Brian Baker, who has also been really good. And in left field, they substitute Harrison Bader. I don't think we've seen him yet either. So now in the DH spot, as they've got Brian Baker on the mound, a righty. I'm going to bring in a lefty here on the DH spot, and it's going to be Luis Arraez. 1-1 against him. And Brian Baker's another one that I really struggle against. There's a few guys in the MLB, the show game. Wow, a perfect hit. Okay, hold the thought. It's going back and deep to left field. Can it get out of here? No, it can't. Oh, okay, well, Luis Arraez tries to do something spectacular. We get a perfect hit, but we're not rewarded for it by the game. Alrighty then. Spencer Horwitz with a bullet to center field off the line drive, though, and we'll make up slightly for it with a 1-out base runner. Anyways, there's guys in MLB The Show that you pitch against that have your number as a hitter, or when you're hitting that they pitch against you, and it's just so incredibly difficult. A pop out by Joey Bart seals out number 2, and we are near stranding another base runner. A very low-scoring competitive game through a lot of different pitchers so far for both teams. And Cruz gets good contact there to left field, but no movement necessary, and that's out number 3. All right, top of the 9th, Bednar still in the game, 0-2 against Rutsch, and we've got him, another strikeout. Man, the strikeout totals for this game is just unreal. Mateo will get another hit, this time through into center field, and that's a speedy base runner with only 1 out. Westberg now at the plate. And okay, here we go, we got a chance. Horwitz to Gonzalez, back over to Bednar, we've got him! The double play works! We've turned 2, and that's a great result. And now we could possibly walk this thing off. 1-1 against Reynolds. We golf at it and lift it into left field, but that is out number 1. Nothing productive there. All right, 4 and 5. The final 2 outs due. And it's Nick Gonzalez now, but I think I'd like to change that out. Again, we've got Brian Baker, a righty on the mound. Let's get a lefty back in, and we will put in Colson Montgomery. He would be playing normally if there was a lefty starting on the mound. Or, I mean, a righty, excuse me. But for now, He'll pinch hit as the DH. No, as the shortstop. And off of the bench, Colson Montgomery does get a single. A one-out drive into center field past Baker. And the bench work comes through again. 1-2 against Sawinski. Swing and a miss on the circle change. We just can't hold up down there, as per usual. All right, last shot. Mom's Spaghetti. It's 2 outs and a high pop-up from Schumann. No walk-off now. And Game 5 is going to push extras. We're going to bring in Dennis Santana to continue to try to make this game competitive. As we know, in the postseason, no extra base runners, so a clean start to the inning, but it's a full count now on Jung-Hoo Lee. And that is lifted to left, a bloop that just does get down in front of the foul line. Reynolds is going to throw to second base, and Jung-Hoo Lee is there. So despite starting with no extra base runner, now we do start it as if it was regular extras. But Gunnar swings and misses high and away. 95 miles an hour and another punch out for a Pirates pitcher. That is awesome. Colton Cowser lifts it to left field. Reynolds is going to go back, and we've got it in time. They do not chance to throw over, and we've got the runner still on second. 0-2 against Kobe Mayo. I like our chances here, Santana. And it's fouled away. All right, I wanted that exciting strikeout right there. I worked him up for the moment. Let's try it again. 0-2. Here we go. And it's called the cutter. Yes! Santana's fired up. Let's go. Baltimore will call in yet another man for reinforcements. It's Keegan Aiken, and he has not been scored upon through more than 10 innings pitched here in the postseason. It's been very tough, and Baltimore's bullpen has really come through for them. Triolo, it is called fair. Mountcastle grabs it and runs over to the bag himself to secure the leadoff out. Luis Arraez is in as the DH, and I will leave him there now. And he gets solid contact, but it's directly to the second baseman. Out number 2. Final out of the bottom of the 10th. We could walk it off with Spencer Horwitz. What are the chances, though? All right, here we go. No! We pull that from the bottom outside edge, and Gunnar plants underneath it, and we see yet another inning. Going to 11 now. All right, Harrison Bader has been plugged into the game, and he lifts that immediately for Montgomery. A similar result that ended the 10th begins the 11th. 1 out. Santana still on the mound as I am holding Colin Holderman. And no, Mountcastle deep to left field. It's going back, it's going far, and it's out of here. Mountcastle has done it for Baltimore to give them the lead late at extras in such a pivotal game. Oh, man. Now I get that sinking feeling in my gut. And we've got to do the comeback, the walk-off, try to tie the game, whatever it is. Rutschman to Montgomery, and that is out number 2 off of the grounder. 1 out away, and then we get 3 chances, and 3 chances only. 2-2 on Mateo, lifted high to center field for Cruz, and he will post up underneath it, and we're down to the final half inning, thanks to Ryan Mountcastle, who just might have given the Orioles the lead in this series. They bring in their closer, Cade Smith, and he's been good. He's a very, very tough pitcher to get a handle on. We've got the top of the order, though, 1, 2, and 3. Bottom of the 11th, the midnight hour, 2-2 on Joey Bart. 1 for 4 today. Swing and a miss on the splitter. It's not very close, but he knows exactly where my weakness is. That bottom part of the zone is so hard to hold back on. And now it's O'Neal Cruz. And that is a line drive to left field. They're running back. It's going, and it bounces. There we go. A 1-out double from O'Neal Cruz. And there is our extra base runner. 2 chances to bring him home. And it's Brian Reynolds now flipping back over to the other side of the plate for the righty Cade Smith. 2-1 against him. We hit that one well. It's going back to right center field. It looks good. And, oh my gosh, he caught it. No. We're sending Cruz back to second base. Can we get there in time? No! The Orioles win! No, man, it did not look like he was going to get it in center field, so I sent Cruz thinking that we were going to score. Reynolds might be able to take 3, I don't know, but they catch it instead. And they force the double play at second base. Oh, absolutely devastating to lose the game that way when it was so tightly contested all the way through. That is an absolute heartbreaker. And now we are up for elimination. The Orioles have the advantage, 3-2. We go back to Baltimore to play the final 2 games if necessary. Paul Skeens versus Kyle Bradish in our first elimination game of the World Series. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.